All right, NASCAR fans. I just wanted to talk about the sport a little bit. Um, all of you know that I'm a Chase Elliott fan. We're kind of struggling right now, but really just want to talk about the sport of NASCAR itself right now. It's a sport that's been evolving for a long time. A lot of changes have been made over the past 10, 15, even 20 years. To be honest, there has always been constant things changing, and I think with the chase and now the playoffs, it's kind of got people really seeing how different things are now as what they used to be in the past. And they're a lot different than they were in the 80s. A lot of the rules are different. We've got it's just a totally different ball game, and I'm on a lot of the Chase Elliott group pages on Facebook, and I do a lot of looking around and just seeing what people are saying. And to be quite honest, a lot of the stuff that people say just about the sport in general is just some crazy stuff. I saw today one guy saying that it won't be long and Chevrolet is going to be out of the sport. And I'm just thinking to myself, I couldn't imagine that ever happening, ever happening. Just because they're struggling right now, look at the success that they have had. And, there's a number of factors that come into play with that. The package, aerodynamics, parts, you name it. But at some point, you're going to struggle. And of course, the Fords there for a long time, guys. The Fords were struggling. Chevrolet was whipping their butt. And now with this package, Ford is on their game. Those Mustangs are fast. Toyota, in the beginning, they had to find their niche when they came into the sport. And with this package that we have now, they found that niche. And even before this package, they were doing well. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, you got to go through the growing pains as a crew, as a team, as a driver, and even as a fan. You just, once you pick your driver, you got to stay with them, Got a lot of fans that their driver's not doing good, so they want to jump ship, and I just don't agree with that. If you like a guy, you like a guy. Stick behind him, Follow his career, Follow the guy. Follow the guy's career. Stick with him. Like my driver, Chase Elliott, struggling right now. But he's a solid driver. But at the same time, I know that he's still young. He's 23 years old. Got a lot of time ahead of him. So he's got the ability. There's no doubt about that. And it's just one of those things. He's going through a hard time. Every driver has those times. Look at Jeff Gordon. Early on in his career, dominant. Toward the end, falling off a little bit. A lot of that had to do with the fact the guy had a bad back, a bad back, couldn't, maybe be as aggressive. But the guy was solid, just a solid driver all the way till the very end. And just a number of factors that come into play. I just want people to know and to understand how hard it really is to be successful at that top level, at the cup level. It's not easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. So we got to give respect where respect is due to these crews, to these drivers. First of all, it's a hard life that these guys are living. They're on the road constantly. They don't get to see much of their family. There's a lot of demand where us fans are concerned, different places that there's so much that these guys are doing in the beginning of the week. They're going to places, they're signing autographs, they're meeting up with radio personalities, they're going on talk shows, it's constant, it reminds me a little bit of pro wrestling, same thing. Those guys are just going, 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 going. So it's a tough life. So we need to respect these guys and what they do. And first of all, we gotta, stick behind our driver, number one, guys. Don't be jumping ship. Don't be one of those bandwagon fans. I'm going to be a Kyle Busch fan because Kyle Busch wins all the time. No, absolutely not. You will not be a Busch fan. You will not. No, don't do it. Oh, I'm going to jump on the Denny Hamlin train. No. Go work for FedEx, but do not be a Denny Hamlin fan. Taking nothing away from either of those guys. I'm an unbiased fan when it comes to, did that guy, whip the competition today? And if they did, I'll admit that. I will admit that. Denny had a strong car, for example, at Pocono this past weekend. Strong car. And I said before the race in a couple of my videos, I believe that I thought he was going to do better because he finished 6th in early June at that Pocono race. I'm like, he's showing a lot of speed here lately. I think that crew's going to have something for him, and they did. Thought Kyle Busch would end up being dominant. That didn't happen. Still had a good running car. It's been constant evolvement, guys. With the COT, they had the big wing on the back of the car. So all these changes, all of these different things that we're seeing, it didn't just start. Okay, granted, this is a new package, but all of these changes have been going on. If you really stop and you really think about it, there's been this constant evolvement into what we have right now. And then in 2021, things are going to be different again. And NASCAR has always been that way. They've always changed body styles to stay current with the times, So it's always been there. So you just gotta tough it out and you gotta accept it. You can gripe about it all you want, but what is, and you got to move forward. Chevrolets are struggling right now. Hey, they've shown some speed, they have come around. It's not like it was earlier in the season where, just really, really struggling. The Hendrick boys, having some failures under the hood and things like that, It's just a season of bad luck right now, but I believe they'll pull out of it. You just got to take what you can get. If you have, your driver does bad one week, you just got to get ready for the next race, And one of the things that a lot of people aren't talking a whole lot about is the level of competition right now. You got guys, a lot of young drivers, first of all. And a lot of guys you're starting to see more and more in the mix. Guys like Daniel Suarez. You got, your Bowmans, your William Byron. These young drivers that are only going to get better and better. So, winning, it's getting to the... And I think it's great for the sport. Having all these different winners, I think it's great for the sport. Because there for a while, we had Jimmy Johnson winning every single week. And now look at Jimmy. Jimmy is struggling. So I think it's good to have new people winning, new people up there in the mix. Not the same people every week. Now they are your dominant players, there's no doubt on that. You got your dominant drivers that are always going to be in the mix, but you're seeing a lot of this young talent that's coming up. They're rising to the top. So it's making things a lot funner, a lot more interesting to see that. So everything is a learning curve. When you got a new package and a younger driver, that driver's got to forget everything he did, pretty much everything he did the year before with a package different than what we have now. So yeah, you're racing on the same tracks every single week, But you got to take in the weather. You got to take in the heat of the track. You got to take in, is there rubber on the track? There are so many different factors. It's not like every single time you go to a track, that track is going to feel the exact same way, because that's not the case. Uh, this traction compound that they're using, it makes a difference. Did they have a race the night before or that day before the cup race? Rubber on the track, no rubber on the track. Did it rain? Wash away all the rubber? There's a number of different factors. And a lot of NASCAR fans, especially new NASCAR fans, they don't get or understand any of that. So it's up to us. It's up to us older guys. I'm about to be 40 in September, to educate these youngsters and tell them, hey, look, you don't know what you're talking about, man. let me explain a little something to you. So yeah, it's been constant evolvement. Chevrolet is struggling a little bit, but hey, they have shown speed. The package, it is what it is. Some tracks it's going to be good, and some tracks it's not going to be so good. I think it works out really well, especially for the night races. We've shown a little bit more passing and things like that at night. On the shorter tracks, I think it's great. I like the 750 horsepower. I wish they would run it all the time, give these guys a little bit more to go to when they want to pass. The 550 takes a while, for these cars to really get wound up. And then they don't have that little bit extra power to go to whenever they want to pass. Now, this past race at Pocono, I was really surprised. I knew in my heart that it would be a little bit better race because they had just been here. So they were going to be throwing some things at the cars to try to make them better. We saw some passing. It wasn't as bad of a race as I thought it would be. Turned out all right. But if you are a die-hard NASCAR fan, stick with the sport. And hopefully moving forward, we will get somebody in there that will stop making so many constant changes. Because my whole thing is, if I were over NASCAR, I would make my choices and leave it. And leave it for about 8 to 10 years, because you got to give these drivers and these crews a chance to learn what they're working with. If they don't have time to learn the package, learn what they're working with, and then you go right in the middle of running that package and change it up more, you're just screwing things up. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, that constant change makes it to where the same guys aren't up at the front all the time. True, but it hurts these younger guys. These younger guys that are trying to learn and compete at this level. When you are running a certain package and these guys are slowly getting better, and then they throw something else into the mix, it just throws that driver and that crew completely off of what they were working towards. So I don't know. It is what it is. I would just like to see things put into play. I'd like to see those things stay in play. And I want them to fix it, no doubt on that. I wish they would run more horsepower. I don't really like the 550. I think they need a little bit more power to go to than the 550. Bump it up to 650. Go in between, something. But once you decide on it, stick with it. And let the boys run. And so the car's got a lot of downforce. Some tracks it's better than others. I don't know. But ultimately, guys, just stick with the sport. We need to educate these younger fans, as I said before, on track temperature and Whether or not the track is green or not, take what you know as a NASCAR fan and really pass it on to those guys and girls that are coming up in the sport and becoming fans. Let's get them educated. It's a tough sport to be successful at, and it's just one of those things where you're constantly learning as a driver, as a crew, as a team, and even as a fan. You're constantly learning new stuff about the sport. So just I think we need to stick with it. I love NASCAR. I grew up on it. Definitely something I want to pass on to my kids. Take them to races and things of that sort, and because it's a blast, guys. Regardless of the package, regardless of anything, you got to ask yourself, if I go to a race, and am I gonna have fun? Some of us older guys, it's like I'll go to Texas Motor Speedway and I'm just like, the first time I went, always remember that. Remember the first time you went to a NASCAR race. How did you feel? Man, you were blown away, right? I know I was. The first time they came around, I was like, dang, it was cool. About the 8th time, 10th time I went, I was like, man, these guys are getting strung out. Man, this is gonna suck. But always remember the joy that you felt when you first went to the track. And if you take a kid now, that kid's not going to be thinking about the package. That kid's not going to be thinking about if they're getting strung out. That kid's going to be thinking about some super fast race cars blowing by them at 200 miles an hour. That's what they're going to be thinking about. And that's something that we always need to remember, man. Remember the joy that you had growing up with this sport. And go back to that and hold on to that, because a lot of us have some really great memories with our dads, and some of our moms were even into it, and hold on to those things and don't let go of them, and always remember where you came from as a NASCAR fan. And if you do that, it's always going to be something that you love, always be something that you enjoy, and something that you can pass on. So I've been rambling here for almost 20 minutes about NASCAR, so hope I said something that meant something to somebody out there, made some kind of sense. So NASCAR community here, love you guys. Got a really good community here that continues to grow. I do a Pick 5 contest once a week. You can win some die casts, so look out for that video. Got other guys that do it as well. I always post links to their channels. That way you guys can win you some die casts. If you like this video, please share it. As always, subscribe for more content like this in the future. Just hit that little button right there to the right, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. So guys, let me know what you think about the current status of NASCAR. Let's get some conversation going in the comment section. So, all right guys, you take it easy.